was teaching high school history, and I loved my school, I loved my community, I loved my district, but I felt like our schools and our state were oftentimes not being set up for success. And I felt frustrated. And we all know that when we're feeling frustrated and we're just going through our daily routine over and over again and staying in our lane, it's not really a recipe for any sort of transformative change. So what the Success Partnership did for me, which I think is what it does for all of us, is it created this space where I got to learn about all of the amazing things that are happening in our county and meet all of you, all of these amazing people doing incredible work. And to transcend that sort of deficit perspective, that feeling of inadequacy, and come together around a vision, around what do we want to see for our county? What do we want to see for our education system? And the space that the Success Partnership created was so collaborative. There was so much positive energy. It allowed for authentic creativity. And in that sort of creative space that the Success Partnership cultivated, in that space, that's where the community schools movement was born. And I think that the reason why this community schools movement really has taken off so quickly over the past couple years is in large part because of the work that the Success Partnership has done, that we all have done, building relationships, networking, establishing this community, building a sense of urgency, so that when community schools bubbled up, it just took off. Between teacher and other in-school factors, all that stuff that we spend all our time thinking about, talking about in education policy, makes up less than 25% of the variance in student outcomes. So what about this green? What's the big green space? Out of school factors, yeah. And specifically, socioeconomic status has the biggest impact on student outcomes. And we know why that is, right? Students spend 80% of their waking hours outside of school, in their communities, with their families. And when they come to school, if they're not ready to learn, if they're worried about where they're gonna sleep at night or where their next meal is coming from, if they're worried about untreated trauma, then they don't have the same opportunity to be successful in the classroom. So we know that here. And so what community schools do is they build the capacity of a school to take on those barriers to learning, to help mitigate some of the impacts of poverty, and to develop a bottom-up vision for what education looks like. Not just the vision that's passed on from Washington, D.C. to Santa Fe to us, but to really cultivate a vision that reflects families and community, a grassroots vision. And then we started meeting. So the Success Partnership sort of designated a subcommittee. We started meeting in late 2015, early 2016, every couple weeks. And by April of 2016, the Las Cruces Public School Board passed a resolution in favor of community schools and has been a champion for community schools throughout Las Cruces. And it has made community schools essential to the vision of Las Cruces Public Schools. And we also realized while we were developing this process at Lynn that just having sort of a group of people come together every couple weeks didn't give us the kind of accountability we wanted to see in terms of a leadership structure for the community schools movement. So the city of Las Cruces came together with Las Cruces Public Schools, NEA Las Cruces, NMSU, our nonprofit community, and families and grassroots voices to develop the Las Cruces Partnership for Community Schools, which is the entity that now looks at what schools do we want to become community schools, how do we support community schools, how do we develop sustainable funding streams for community schools. And I'm so excited to let everyone know and invite you all to this coming Saturday. We are going to launch 3 new community schools in Las Cruces this weekend. And then lastly, we need to just continue advocating for community schools. It's amazing that we now have 4 community schools in Las Cruces and more in the state, but it's still a drop in the bucket, and so we need everyone's support going forward to make sure that every student has access to this model. So anyway, we really appreciate all the work. The community schools has been a model that people have come from all over the country to see here how we're approaching this in Las Cruces. It's really because of the hard work of the Success Partnership and all of you. So thanks again, and that's it.